Hello everyone and welcome back to the IESF 7th World Championship in beautiful downtown Gangnam in Seoul, South Korea. I'm Artosis alongside GTR and we are about to watch the finals of StarCraft 2, which does not have a Korean player in it.
Yeah, Aphrodite going out there in the round of 8 to Serral, who's in the finals right now. So yesterday we saw the semi-finals in the third place match.
That's right.
Today we've got a best of 5 here between Mystery from China against Serral from Finland. And I'm really excited for this match.
Yeah, this is going to be great because, you know, we don't get to see the Chinese players in their full skill a lot of the times. A lot of the times that you get to watch them, they are actually either playing on very poor latency from China or they're flying over and maybe playing a little bit jet lagged. You know, that's not the greatest excuse. But this is like 1 hour time difference for Mystery to fly here to Seoul and play. And he played some amazing games yesterday. Did a great job against Haas from Taiwan.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Haas is a really solid player despite many people criticizing him for the way he plays. He still wins games. And it's really good to see Mystery out here instead of the other Chinese players, such as Jim or...
We're always seeing Nexon,
Shigua,
Mayansu. It's good to see someone else mixing it up and making it deep here.
Yep, so we have the brackets up here right now. So we've got the final here, Mystery versus Serral. And in my opinion, I think one of the biggest upsets in this bracket was probably Haas beating Xanster. I think Xanster was a big favorite to make the finals.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought that the finals might be Xanster versus Serral when I saw this round of 8 bracket. To be honest, Xanster is really in great shape recently, but definitely a fact that Haas took him out. A big upset. And let's not forget, Ender got 3rd place.
Yeah, those were really crazy games as well. A lot of unorthodox builds. And we might see the same here. As we see the map pool for the finals here, it is a best of 5 Mystery against Serral. First map will be Orbital Shipyard, followed by Dust Tower. Ruins of Ceres will be a 3rd map. 4th map will be Arena, and then we'll be ending with Leralac Crest.
All right. Well, I'm really liking this set of maps, actually. I think that we've had some good bans and whatnot. I'm glad that we're not seeing Prion Terraces here anywhere. That was surprising yesterday when Haas let that map through.
Yeah, I mean, I think it fits Haz's play style. So I'm not surprised that both players let through, but yeah, I'm really excited for this series, and I guess we're going to go into the players now. So here we have Mystery from China playing as Protoss.
Yes, indeed. And Mystery, of course, this guy, you might not know him that much unless you watch a lot of StarCraft. We could say he's a bit of a mystery. Yes, indeed. I believe he had a good run in WCS last year in Season 2, if I recall correctly. But other than that, we haven't seen him in the West that much in English broadcasts. But definitely a strong Protoss player. He really controlled his games against Haas, who was someone, especially when he beat Xanster, that I imagine getting to the finals. Yeah,
I definitely feel that Mystery has been overshadowed by players like Maxed and Jim in China. But here is Serral, who is arguably the best player from Finland.
Yeah, I would pretty much say so. I'm really quite a fan of Serral's play. The first time I saw him, maybe back a couple years ago in a DreamHack Bucharest, I believe, I was caught off guard because he was like this 15-year-old kid just playing like a Korean macro machine. Just absolutely fantastic mechanics, great map sense, great movements around. And here he is. It's all kind of coming full circle. Here he is in South Korea in the finals of this big tournament.
Yeah, it runs in the family because his brother Protosser is also a Zerg player, his older brother. And he's in a great team, Myensani. He has played practice with like Rain, like Zaxry, and I think he'll be really prepared for this series.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Well, he's been here in Korea long enough that jet lag should be pretty much taken care of. He's been out in the studio for a few hours already. Hopefully he's all warmed up to take on Mystery here. What are your predictions, GTR, in this series?
I feel that Serral's going to win this series. I think it will be close, though. Maybe 3-1 or 3-2. We might see something from Mystery that would catch Serral off guard that he hasn't seen before.
I have to agree with you. I'm going with the 3-2 for Serral here, but anything can happen. It's already been a tournament of upsets here. And taking a look at our players in the top right, our Protoss player from China, it is Mystery. And of course, his opponent in the bottom left from Finland, it's Serral.
That Finnish crowd here cheering on for their boy.
A lot of Finns showing up today to support their boy.
Definitely.
And definitely Finland has the potential to take this home here.
So in map Orbital Shipyard, we have that back expansion that is pretty easily acquirable by these players. But we've seen a trend lately with Zerg players trying to get that front base first before taking that back base. They start experimenting that creep. As we see here, Mystery actually going for that early Nexus. No surprises here, as you know, it's so easy to secure that expansion at the back.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty rare that you don't see that Nexus first on this orbital shipyard map because of that little tiny ramp. But Serral, on the other hand, I imagine he's going to play it pretty safe, take a very quick third base here as well. And in fact, it looks like he's even going to skip gas until he has that economy going a bit better.
Yep, definitely. And we see the spawning pool going down for Serral here. I've seen quite often that the Zerg players would normally take that third hatchery before that spawning pool, you know, just to get that economic lead at the start of the game. But it seems that Serral is playing it safe, getting that spawning pool first before that third hatchery.
Yeah, well, you know, getting the queens out quickly is definitely going to help your economy as well. Definitely wants to get them rolling out. But nothing really crazy happened yet. This is a very standard opening from both sides. No crazy builds, no crazy aggression or anything quite yet.
Yeah, definitely. As we see, the 2 gases actually taken by Mystery. As we're going to see that Cybernate's core being put down at that ramp, as Serral starts transferring those drones. And I think once we get to see that mothership core come out from Mystery, we'll see how he's going to transition from that, whether he's going to take that third base or whether he's going to tech up, maybe get Stargate tech up and maybe harass Serral a bit.
Yeah, it definitely is a possibility that it goes for something like a Stargate here. You know, he already sees that there's 3 bases for Serral. There's always the possibility that there's not spores in the right locations, but Serral is a pretty strong, pretty safe Zerg player overall, so I'm not sure if Mystery will be able to get any early harassment damage.
Yep, as we see Serral building those 2 Zerglings to chase that pro wave, doesn't add any more Zerglings, so he definitely wants to drone, and start spraying that creep right now. As we see Mystery going for that robotics actually instead of Stargate, which is a interesting choice of tech.
Yeah, but you know, nowadays in Legacy of the Void, I like these early robotics builds. Normally if you saw this, you know, a month ago when we were still playing Heart of the Swarm, this would mean an Immortal all-in, or maybe a War Prism all-in, but definitely has the potential to just go ahead and get some harassment done by getting out a quick War Prism.
Yeah, definitely. With that new War Prism where you can easily pick up and move around with that War Prism without, you know, taking much damage from the Queens and not really being threatened by anti-air of the Zerg in this early game. Getting that War Prism out, maybe put some Adepts in, maybe do some harass, it is a good option for Mystery in this game.
All right, well, he is pushing out right now with the Shade and the Adept. Kind of controlling the map, looking around, seeing if he can catch any Zerglings out there while we do have this Warp Prism being made. And it looks like he's going to line everything up out of this single gateway for a 4 Adept drop.
Yep, so as you said, the Warp Prism is being made from that robotics facility, and he adds another gateway. We'll see if he decides to go for a mass gateway push, or he just uses these Adepts to harass with that Warp Prism, as Serral building a couple more Zerglings just to help ensure that, you know, Mystery doesn't have his way in the Zerg base.
Indeed. You got to have at least 8 or 10 Zerglings to make sure a couple of Adepts don't really get a bunch of drone kills. And a nice cancel there by Mystery. But one thing I got to mention is that this is some great scouting going on from Serral. He already saw that there's a robotics. He's gotten his Roach Horn just in case he needs some Roaches to help defend. And I think he's going to be able to defend this harassment very well.
Yeah, definitely. Serral actually scouting that back expansion of Mystery, finding that gateway that was sneakily placed at the back of the mineral line, as Mystery deciding to take that third base at the front, knowing that he's been scouted. Maybe this his plan of maybe doing an all-in not going to work, so, you know, just being safe and taking that expansion and trying to catch up.
Well, right now, Serral getting a lot of drones while Mystery does take this third, which Serral, again, scouts immediately. Very good scouting here by Serral, but he also seems to have enough units, I would say. You know, he's got a decent amount of Roaches, got a decent amount of Lings, and already zoning out this Warp Prism from dropping. Yeah,
definitely, and there's no speed on this Zerglings right now, but he's going to be able to do some harassment on that third base. Like, Mystery does not really have that much to defend. He has a sentry and maybe a few sentries in his depth, but he has to make Mystery cast on that pylon to deflect away the Zergling attack.
Well, right now, a nicely placed Spore we see right here. This Warp Prism, I mean, Legacy of the Void is still new, but it's very rare that I see a Warp Prism with Adepts and it do 0 damage. But that's kind of what we're looking at here. It continues to fly around, but Serral is really sealed up tight.
Yeah, definitely. And I think what attributes to Serral's tight defense is that his overall placement is impeccable this game. It's pretty much all over the map. As we see here, the Adepts being dropped. We've got around 5 Adepts here, and Mystery has to pick up. He can't really do that much damage with these Roaches and Queens around.
Well, looks like one Adept going to be left out as he doesn't have enough room to get it out, and does go down. But right now, Mystery I don't think he cares that much. He's got a solid economy. He's got that third base up. He's got a very healthy probe saturation, and oh, look at this. He's actually getting an adept attack speed upgrade to go with his Immortals.
Yeah, so it looks like he's trying to go for a heavy adept army, you know, accompany them with the Immortals coming out of the robotics facility. As we see, Serral just ticking away at the rocks, and he's taking that fourth base down at the 6 o'clock position, as this War Prison 1 mystery is still harassing.
Well, looks like not really going to get much done there. Maybe a single drone killed off. In the meantime, throwing up a couple of Stargates back. Might be a little bit afraid of the possibility of Mutalisks coming in later. That's something you have to really watch for, especially with these adept-heavy plays.
Yeah, but what I love seeing from Serral right now is he's morphing that Lurker Den. We're going to see some Lurkers, and Lurkers are really great to, you know, control the map. And when you're stuck on 3 bases like Mystery is right now, it's going to be really hard if Serral gets those Lurkers up by the ramp.
Yeah, I mean, Lurkers already burrowed in defensive positions are incredibly difficult to break. And I'm not, like, with the tech he has right now, it's not going to be doable. He's going to need to get into Disruptors, possibly Colossus, some Psystorm, something like that to help out against those upcoming Lurkers.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely need something with range, maybe Colossus or Storm. But the thing is, with the changes in Legacy of the Void and his quick expansion that he took at the back, those resources are going to deplenish quickly than he thinks. So he needs to get a move on and try and assert map control around the map before those Lurkers come out.
Indeed he does. Well, it looks like we still have this Warp Prism trying to get some damage. 2 more drone kills. I mean, if he's not losing anything, that's fantastic. Some more scouting going down by Serral.
Oh,
nice
he gets a
last-second goop there.
Yeah. But as he's actually starting to build some Phoenixes. I wonder if he's trying to go for a Phoenix transition, you know, to exert dominance over the air and kind of stop Serral from moving out with any air units if he decides to go for that spy tech.
Definitely a lot of Phoenixes. Phoenixes are very popular right now in Legacy of the Void. They can do a lot, and there's a lot of emphasis on ground units that attack other ground units in Legacy of the Void. It's kind of a funny way to say it, but for instance, a lot of these Hydras will become Lurkers. If you have, look, he has 5 Phoenixes now, he's going up to 7. 7 Phoenixes can kill 9 Hydras, so this could actually give him a nice lead.
Yeah, definitely. Like, if those Phoenixes build up and you do not do anything with them, it is going to nip you in the bum. And as we see here, Serral just harassing with these Zerglings as Mystery taking that 12 o'clock base.
Yeah, not really able to do all that much. Right now we actually have a ton of Adepts out on the map. We have almost 20 at the moment, so Zergling's not going to be your choice unit, but definitely those Lurkers can do some real work.
As we see here, the army of Serral moving out, maybe to counteract this army of Adepts, Immortals, Sentries, and those Phoenixes. But I think what's important is that Serral does not get caught off guard by those Phoenixes. If he gets caught off guard and those Lurkers get lifted, that is a ton of resources that have pretty much evaporate.
Well, let's see how he gets to actually go down with this. This is a lot of Phoenixes in the air. I think that's going to be key to this upcoming battle. Oh, look at that. A couple Overlords loaded up for a drop.
So we'll see if he's going to use these drops defensively or to harass. I think he's going to use them to harass because he can't really do anything with these Phoenixes. And also an Archon in the mix to boot. That Archon will do some nice splash damage for that composition.
Indeed. Definitely a nice unit to be mixing in right now against this many Zerglings. Well, he is going to walk around the other side because, hey, he knows where the Lurkers are and where the Lurkers aren't. So trying to poke in anywhere he can right now.
And it's a counterattack as well. Here, counterattack. And he has to actually use that recall, unfortunately. So Mystery moving back here, giving Serral you know, reclaiming his expansion again, as we see some nice hold control micro here from Serral. Trying to attack out as many Zerglings as he can. He gets a few there. He gets 8 probes, actually. And here's a nice counterattack here from Serral at the 12 o'clock base.
Wow, this is some great usage of Zerglings right now by Serral, really pulling Mystery all over the map. In fact, he might end up getting this Nexus, which would be absolutely huge. And it looks like, in fact, the Nexus will fall. Wow, a big kill there by Serral.
And he's dropped as well at the back expansion, killing a lot of probes, and Mystery can't out-multitask Serral here. Serral's doing a really nice job. Taking this Archon in depths as well, and these Zerglings are making, they've been cost effective.
I can't even believe what he's getting done with these. And on the back of over 70 drones this entire time with Hive Tech, right now he is in beautiful position.
Yeah, definitely, and he's getting those upgrades going. He's got a good bank right now, and that expansion there at the back goes away, and Mystery has to attack here, in my opinion, because he's way far behind. For him to do anything.
He can't sit back and macro anymore. He just lost over 30 probes. He lost his 4th base. His back natural's gone. he has to get some counter damage done, I would say. But can he do that with this many Zerglings going for another counterattack?
Yeah, definitely. As we see those Zerglings coming in for the counterattack at the 12 o'clock position, I definitely don't think that 12 o'clock Nexus is going to last, as we see those Zerglings chipping away. But I think Mystery's thinking of attacking that 6 o'clock position because he needs to do something before those Ultralisks or whatever hype tech that Serral brings out, as we see the attack here, nice force field. But these Lurkers and these Spine Crawlers just delaying enough time, and I think Serral's going to get units out to defend this.
Well, right now we have these Phoenixes kind of being flying paperweights. There we go, finally starting to lift up some of these Lurkers, and in fact, will be able to eliminate quite a few of them. In the meantime, this ground army of Mystery continues to move forward, and he will be able to at least pick off this base.
He'll pick off this 6 o'clock base, but the main problem is going to be that third base. So we see another counterattack here at Mystery's third, and there's more Lurkers here at the ramp, and you know perfectly that Lurkers at a ramp, you cannot penetrate.
Yeah, no, definitely not with an army like this. You are not going to be able to get through there. He needs something like the Disruptor. Maybe those Phoenixes can sneak in, but there's a lot of Spore Crawlers out. So right now, Serral is really defending very, very well, and those Lurkers are saving it.
Yeah, definitely. As I'm really loving Serral's Zergling harassment play this game. Mystery has no answer for them, as Mystery actually going for an attack at the third base. There's those Lurkers behind the Spore Crawlers. If you use those Spore Crawlers to snipe those observers that Mystery may have, it's going to be, you cannot pass. It's going to be really hard, and especially with the Deaths being light units, and the Lurkers are just going to eat them up.
Man, this is such a crazy game right now, because, like, Serral can't get out of his natural base here, right? Like, he's turtled up very hard, but Mystery's economy is completely gone. He has 5 minerals right now, okay? This guy is in trouble.
Well. He doesn't have any workers. He has only 1 Nexus. And he has no money, though. I think that's the main problem here for Mystery, is that Serral's still mining. He's got a really nice bank that he can build whatever units he wants to once he decides what the best unit composition would be for combating this army. And once Serral figures out how to beat this army, he will definitely clean up this game.
Well, right now he just continues to add Lurkers in, continues to add those Spores, realizing that this army can't break him. Maybe he can do a very slow push out and take another base.
Yeah, definitely. As we see the 3 free upgrades for those melee units of Serral completing, Mystery is really hurting for money right now. He's not going to be able to catch up in upgrades, as he's got to rely to pretty much knock out Serral with this death ball sort of thing that he has right now.
All right, well, let's see what Mystery's going to do. I mean, these Zergling attacks are relentless.
That Archon is actually stuck behind the pylons, which is real unfortunate for Mystery, because that Archon would have done wonders to defend that
Really? He's stuck in between 3 pylons. That's kind of crazy. Look at him. He's trying to get out. Absolutely stuck, and the Roach is just outranging right now, just killing him off.
As these Zerglings taking off the rest of these probes, and Mystery has no probes remaining, and he has to attack now because his pylon is fly blocked, and there's no way that he's going to get any more workers out. I think this is his final attempt at taking this game.
It really is. I'm not sure how he's going to be able to break through, though. Look at all those Lurkers right now. He is trying to get through, bringing in these Phoenixes from the side, picking up a lot of Hydras, dealing a lot of damage to that, but his entire army getting roasted here by the Lurker Spines.
As Mystery loses his final Nexus, and he picks up these Lurkers and some of the Queens, but Serral's going to remax any unit. He's just going to remax Lings. And there, GG. Congratulations, Serral. We're taking our first game here.
Wow. Really well done by Serral. I have to say, Mystery played very well, but his unit composition could not break the Lurkers. He did not ever have anything that could deal with a Serral that sat still behind Spore Crawlers.
Yeah, definitely. Like, Mystery didn't get the chance to take that 4th base at the 12 o'clock. He definitely needed Colossus or Disruptors or Storm to break through those Lurker lines that were being built at Serral's expansions, but unfortunately for him, he could not secure that 12 o'clock base, and those Zergling counterattacks, though,
they were fantastic.
That was fantastic from Serral.
He's going to need something to deal with that in the future, because I think we're going to see Serral continue with this type of kind of reactive Zerg, a little bit of Zergling harassment here and there. He's going to need some more defense against that, whether that's some Dark Templars being warped in, maybe leaving your Mothership Core at home for the pylon overcharges. I'm not sure, but on the other hand, I think he played very well. He was knocking out bases, he was keeping Serral in 3 base, and if he could have just defended a bit better, that might have gone his way. Yeah,
definitely. As we will be going to our second game right here.
It is going to be on Dusk Towers.
Yep, Dusk Towers. So what do you think about Dusk Towers for virtual players?
Dusk Towers, you know, it's a very long map to walk across. It's got one of those back naturals once again. Definitely something you can defend quite easily. I think it's going to go pretty well for Serral here once again. He knows how to defend very strongly against Protoss.
Yeah, definitely. And with these large maps, Serral can just simply out-multitask Mystery, as we saw that previous game with those Zergling run-bys and also the drops as well. So we're going to get straight into this game here on Dusk Towers. It is 1-0 to Serral.
That's right. This is a best of 5, everyone. So definitely something to keep in mind. Not even close to over yet. Mystery definitely has time to come back.
As we see the game starting here right now, we've got the red Protoss here from China. It is Mystery. And spawning at the 1 o'clock position, we have our blue Protoss from Finland. It is Serral.
Serral with some absolutely fantastic play in that game. A really strong, young, and upcoming kid. But I'm excited to see what else Mystery has going on, because if you think about the type of unit composition he went for, it's actually pretty darn good against everything except Lurkers.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of Adepts, a lot of Immortals, and a lot of Phoenixes. That counters a lot.
Yeah, definitely. I think Mystery should scout Serral more thoroughly, just to make sure to see that whether his composition that he's playing for this game won't be countered by Serral. As we see here, both players pretty much doing the same openings as they did previous game. I mean, the previous map is similar to Dusk Tower, so no surprises here.
They're both pretty standard, safe macro maps. You know, you really can get your start very nicely on the map without being too scared of taking a quick Nexus or a quick hatchery. So I expect for the opening to look pretty similar. I don't think Serral's really going to mix in much cheese in this series, but maybe Mystery has something else up his sleeves.
Yeah, definitely. I think Serral is going into this series being confident that he is the stronger player. And in a game like StarCraft, if you are the stronger player, you can have confidence in playing that macro game and out-managing your opponent. As we see, spawning pool, third hatchery going down for Serral. No surprises here from both players.
Indeed, but well, you know, Mystery, again, he played well. His multitasking, I guess, was just a little bit behind. He had his whole army together. The Zergling drops did a great deal of damage to him. He had to warp back home with the Mothership Core against the Zergling counterattack. Zerglings took out his Nexus so quickly. I don't know, maybe he needs a little bit more stacked defense. Maybe he needs some of those Dark Templars to defend such attacks. Leave the Mothership Core on, something like that, and I think that we can have a really close and long game.
Yeah, definitely. Even maybe dumping those minerals that he's investing in those Adepts into Zealots just to help defend it back at his expansions, maybe it will be a good idea for him. As we see, once again, like the previous game, I swear we're seeing deja vu here. 2 Zerglings chasing away that probe. And the robotics, so same exact build from Mystery here, and we'll see what Serral's going to follow.
Hey, it definitely is a solid build. You know, it's really funny how different Legacy of the Void is from Heart of the Storm, because if we'd see, again, this Robo, we'd assume it's an all-in, but he's probably just going to lightly harass with this and take a third base, which is a great move. But will Serral scout that this time? Because he saw that very early in the previous game.
Yeah, definitely. That previous game, Serral did a really good job with those Overlords, spreading them out all over the map, keeping them in key positions on the map to see that Warp Prism move around, as well as to see those Phoenixes that fly around. As we see the Adept here chasing away these Zerglings, and
this is deja vu. This is literally exactly how the last game started. Like, even with the Adept chasing down
we
one
see
Zergling.
Robotics Bay here, so we're going to see quick Colossus or Disruptors maybe.
Yeah, I think it'll probably be quick Disruptors. We don't really see too many Colossus right now in Protoss vs. Zerg, but there's definitely the possibility he wants to get a Speed Warp Prism, definitely the possibility he wants to do some Disruptor drops, or maybe even just, you know, Disruptors with his army.
Yeah, definitely. I think Disruptors, as much as they are used in an army composition, I think they're a really great tool to zone out your opponent when you take those expansions and use them defensively. And as we see here, Serral using that Overlord to scout that back expansion. He's going to scout that. He's taking those 2 gases. So we're not going to see any crazy all-in here from Mystery, as Serral's doing a really good job with his Overlord scouting what Mystery's doing, and I wonder if he's going to scout this Robotics Bay.
He is. Look at that. And when you see an upgrade that early in the Robotics Bay, it's almost always Warp Prism speed right now. So definitely something he's going to want to take into consideration, that a fast Warp Prism could be coming in here. But how does he want to go about countering that? Is he just going to try to do it like last game? or seeing more of a committal into this harassment, will he go for something like Aspire?
I really love this move here from Mystery, knowing that Serral doesn't have any detection for this Overlord, taking out these creep tumors and whatever he can get right now before Serral gets any sort of overseers for that detection is a good win for Mystery. As we see him taking that third base, adding a couple of gateways as well, so nothing crazy here with this Warp Prism, except the speed is about to kick in, and we see a Disruptor in that Warp Prism.
Yeah, that Disruptor definitely can do a lot of damage. Serral is going to have to be on top of his drone splitting and running away as soon as he sees this thing. So let's see what can Mystery get done here. Looks like he's going to go right up into this front natural. Going to go ahead, drop this out, and oh my god, how many drones can he get?
Just one.
Oh, looks like 2 drones, but that's not how many you're looking for.
No, you really want to get those jackpot shots with those Disruptors. And as we see, as I say before, Mystery taking his third base, adding more Disruptors to his army, so he can use them both defensively and offensively with this Warp Prism with speed. And we see Serral going for that Spy attack, knowing that Mystery is not going for any sort of anti-air at the moment. As we see, as I say that, the 2 Stargates go down, and they're definitely going to be pumping out Phoenixes.
Yeah, like, the thing is, when you go for such heavy robotics play early on, you get afraid of Mutalisks, so he is going to go ahead and I'm sure pump out Phoenixes, as you said there, GTR, and that's a great move. It seems like he's really covering all his bases here.
Yep, as we see here, the Disruptor being shot out from these orbs, and he tries to go for those Zerglings there, but doesn't get a hit off, as he has to fall back, and as well, Serral got that 4th base up.
He's going Void Rays. I'm really surprised about that, and we have 12 Mutalisks on the way. Like, he needs to get his Phoenix production going, but he doesn't even know the Spire is up.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say as well. I think when Mystery dropped those Disruptors down there at the expansion, he didn't actually get to see those that Spire being built, so he's going to see it now, and I wonder if he's going to cancel. Yep, he cancels those Void Rays and gets those Phoenixes out, but it might be too little too late, as this Warp Prism is being chased back by the Mutalisks, and if he doesn't drop those Disruptors...
That's so expensive. Like, to lose that Warp Prism and 2 Disruptors after they've killed so little, there's a huge lead right now for Serral in this
And there's going to be counterattack here, and with 1 cannon and 2 Void Rays, that is not enough.
No.
If Serral just rallies Zerglings and Mutalisks to that expansion, I think he's going to be able to kill off Mystery quite possibly.
It is a possibility, but it looks like that's not what he's going to go for. He's actually droning behind us, getting some more upgrades and some more tech, so he's taking the long road here, playing a little bit safe, a man after my own heart, but it looks like he will at least put some pressure on for now and force a lot of Photon Overcharges.
Yeah, he's going to force a lot of Photon Overcharges, he's going to also force a lot of Guardian Shields from the Sentries, and these Roach Zerglings doing a nice job drawing the army of Mystery away from the main action, which is with these Mutalisks at the main base of Mystery.
All right, well, right now, going right on top of those Phoenixes. No micro for the Phoenixes. You can actually dodge Mutalisk shots, so I'm kind of surprised he's not doing that, but some Photon Overcharges come up, and he will chase these Mutas away for now.
Yeah, definitely, and I think these Void Rays are pretty much dead weight at the moment. They're not going to really do much to this Mutalisk, as we see Serral just trying to establish that 4th base there, and his crit spread is actually not that bad at the moment. It's pretty much halfway to the map, and Mystery just trying to rebuild his back expansion rather, and secure that 3rd base, and we'll see what he tries to transition. He does get that Adept upgrade.
All right, so looks like he's getting ready to really get into his ground army now. He's kind of defended everything, but definitely you have to give Serral a slight lead here with that 4th base, with a giant drone count of 86. That's just a fantastic economy right now.
Yeah, definitely. As we see these Phoenixes chipping away at these Mutas, and Phoenixes do so much damage to Mutalisks, and especially with Micro, you can easily battle an army Mutalisk and not take that much damage. As we see counterattack here from Serral with these Zerglings. We saw last game how effective the counterattacks were from Serral with the Zerglings. Takes a few Adepts, but nice block there from Mystery, as Mystery actually going for a counterattack here, taking some creep tumors out. And we see the Lurkers being built here for Serral. So if Serral delays enough time for these Lurkers to come out, and he snipes the Observer with this army of Mystery, it's going to be a world of trouble for him.
Yeah, he's got to move forward right now if he wants to do anything. Those Lurkers are going to hatch pretty quickly here, and I don't think you'll be able to break him right now. Let's see if Mystery will actually go into some other units that deal with Lurkers a bit better.
Yeah, definitely. I think seeing those Lurkers, I think Mystery should think about taking a 4th base. He does have map control at the moment, although these Zergling, this Zergling group run by from Serral is actually going to chip away at this 4th base of Mystery. As we see a nice counter attack, going to get some probes, and we're seeing the pretty much the same problem that Mystery has had the previous games. These Zergling run-bys are doing way too much damage.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal. He just canceled that 4th base, dealing. Look at that, 14 probes dead in that 3rd base. That's really, really painful for Mystery right now. So again, he's got to stop these Zerglings from dealing so much damage. His huge, powerful army is just being dragged around the map, chasing cheap, effective Zerglings.
And once again, like last game, we see these Overlords being morphed with the drop upgrade, and he's going to drop and try and out multitask Mystery. And we see Chrono Boost on those Stargates not really doing anything at the moment, and Mystery's definitely going to think about trying taking that 4th base, but these Zergling run-bys are just doing a really great job of stopping that 4th.
Yeah, he might actually just have to sit at home for a little while, to be honest. Like, he has to get his 4th base up, Mystery does. Serral, in the meantime, taking his 5th. Those Overlord drops still on the way, as you mentioned, and we're going to have to see, can he shut this all down effectively?
Yeah, definitely. As we see those Phoenixes, I'm pretty sure they were built not only for those Mutalisks, but also to stop those Overlord drops, but they're not doing their job right now because they're on the other side of the map, and I'm not sure if Mystery saw that 3 Overlord drop with the Zerglings. As we see another run by here, and these Archons should mop up these Zerglings. Nice warp in with that Zealot there to stop those Zerglings from running in, but
still a little bit of damage being done. Oh man, actually it's starting to get pretty high. 7 probes killed off.
Yeah, these Zergling run-bys are really worth it waiting on in the burrow as well. Really cute play there from Serral. As we should see this Overlord drop. I don't know, he's going to save those Overlords to, you know, just harass when there's a major battle happening.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. What he wants to do probably here with these Zergling drops is take out a bunch of the gateways, the pylons, the tech, that type of stuff, so that Mystery won't be able to really reinforce. A very smart, very patient move here by Serral.
Yeah, as we see that fleet beacon going down for Mystery, I definitely think those will be for Tempest. You need to, as we mentioned time and time, you need those high-tech units with range to take out those lurkers. You need Tempest, you need Disruptors, Storm or Colossus, any of those options, you need to take out those lurkers without taking too much damage, and I think Tempest is a great choice.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. Like, that's one of the units that I really want to see used more right now in Protoss versus Zerg. You know, a lot of these Zerg positions look like this, where it's just so well defended, but Tempest can outrange all that from the sky, and to be able to pick off those spores, start picking off lurkers, I think it's a really good choice here by Mystery.
Yeah, definitely. As we see more Zergling run-bys here, and Mystery just has no answer to this. Like, I'm surprised he hasn't actually partially walled off that expansion, which is really bad. So I this another Zergling run-by taking out this Nexus, and this Nexus goes down, and that is really bad for Mystery because he is running thin on resources at his expansions, and he really needs to take not only that 4th base, but also that 5th base as well, because he's going to run really dry soon.
Yeah, that's a really big deal. You're right. He needs to take his 4th and his 5th right now, and he needs to stop losing everything to Zerglings. He might want to just use some buildings around, like make a gateway next to it, make some pylons next to your Nexus. Make it so the Zerglings can't just be right-click and surround it and deal so much damage so quickly.
Yeah, definitely. I think Mystery needs to maybe split his army up just to help defend from these Zergling run-bys, because they are worth their weight in gold. As like Mystery, Serral's still trying to do these run-bys, and it's still catching Mystery off guard. As you see here, Lurkers, Hydralisks are taking this Warp Prism, Zealots go down, and that leaves Mystery not really much options until he gets another Warp Prism in terms of harassment.
Yeah, he can't really do too much. He has to kind of sit still for now, but you know, maybe that's almost a good thing, because he needs to make sure that this base gets up. If he's busy looking somewhere else and he can't multitask there, that's a big issue.
Yeah, I love this double spire here from Serral. He's pretty much taking his 5th, 6th, and 7th base unharassed, and with that extra gas income, he can afford those extra air upgrades.
Yeah, in fact, he's getting quite a few Corruptors right now, I guess, to try to combat the Tempest and Phoenix a little bit. Definitely is going to have to deal with those flying units eventually.
And I'm really loving this burrow play right now. As we mentioned before, those Zerglings flying all over Mystery's base right now, picking off these Stargates. So if those Stargates get picked off, Mystery cannot build those Tempests until he rebuilds those Stargates. And
yeah, and look, he gets the Templar Archives as well. You know what? These new Legacy of the Void Zergling drops that I'm seeing, this is very reminiscent of Brood War. Watching these buildings, Protoss buildings explode in like 2 seconds.
Especially with the new Adrenal upgrade, introducing Legacy of the Void. Those buildings just get eaten up so quickly. Yeah. And he tries to get that fleet beacon, but it doesn't go down. So if Mystery decides to rebuilds those Stargates, he doesn't have to rebuild that fleet beacon and saves a bit of time.
Well, that is definitely a good thing because he does want to get those Tempests out as of now. We do have Serral, though. He's kind of all over the map. Look at this. He's up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bases, which is not even uncommon Legacy of the Void right now. But Mystery needs that 5th base. It looks like he's finally thinking about taking it, but I think you were right before. He needed to take it at the same time he was retaking his 4th.
Yeah, I mean, these 7 bases, if they just keep going, mining and, making their work, Mystery's not going to be able to catch up because we can see already Serral has an amazing bank. He has 2.2k minerals, 4.5k gas.
That's huge.
That is a lot of money, and especially in these drawn-out half-split map situations, you do not want to fall behind on your bank.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Maybe if he can just take a couple really cost-efficient fights, this can work out for him. He does have a very strong army right now. This is pretty scary, though, from Serral. And here we go. Some Psy Storms, beautiful ones going down here. The Corruptor's taking lots of damage, but the Lurker's dealing so much damage. These Archons.
Yeah, those are some really nice Psy Storm on the Lurkers, but they're doing a lot of damage to this mainly Adept army as these Phoenixes trying to take out these Corruptors, and this Archon's actually doing nice splash damage on his Corruptors as well.
And it looks like, in fact, Mystery will be able to clean up this army, kind of surprisingly, after he took so much damage on those Archons. But you know what? The Phoenix and the Tempest really helped out against that air.
Yeah, definitely. But I think Serral is just looking to sacrifice that army because he has so much bank right now. He can tech into anything he wants. As we see here, Ultra Ling against this. His Mystery's base is mined out. His back base is about to be mined out. You need gas against an Ultra-based army.
Yeah.
And I don't think Mystery is going to be able to do anything with his ground army once those Ultras come out.
Yeah, I'm not sure that he will be. Like, you really need Immortals with your ground army to be able to take out those Ultras. The Void Ray will help out quite a bit, but these Zealots, these Adepts, they are not going to do any damage to those really upgraded Ultralists, as we can see, already having 7 armor.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, those Zealots aren't going to do anything against those Ultralists with those Chinese plating the upgrade. As we see, Mystery rebuilding those Stargates, getting Void Rays to combat these Ultralists.
I think that's a good call. Like, he has a couple Stargates, you may as well make Void Rays, because Void Rays do pretty well against Ultras. They do very well against Corruptors as well, but those Queens being mixed in by Serral, that's a great touch.
Yeah, definitely. Those Transfusers on those Queens, they're going to keep those Ultralists alive for such a long time. As we see a counterattack here at the 9 o'clock space of Mystery, those Zerglings aren't going to do much at this stage, especially when we get those upgrades going for Mystery.
All right, let's see. It looks like he's pushing forward the creep right now. Serral is realizing that those Queens are so slow off of creep that he may as well push it across the map to make sure that he can transfuse those Ultralisks when he needs it.
Yeah, definitely. As we see, Serral just... I'm really liking this hidden base here at the top left of Serral because I don't think Mystery would have expected it. I'm pretty sure Mystery's thinking, hey, Serral's just taking the entire right side of the map, but he could be far from wrong. As we see, jockeying position here near the expansion, the 4th base of Mystery. These Tempests trying to chip away at the Ultralisk here, but with that Titan's plating and the +7 arm upgrade, it's not really do much.
Yeah, it's really not doing much at all. Let's see if he can take out these Ultras. Right now, those Corruptors keeping the Void Rays busy. The Ultras just plowing through this ground.
Oh, nice burrow there from Serral. I don't think Serral really cares if he loses his army inefficiently because, once again, he has that bank to rematch whatever he wants, and he can just trade with Mystery and GG. Serral takes that game 2 here. He's 1 game away from being IESF champion for 2015, and really impressive play here today.
Yeah, certainly. He's playing fantastically, I have to say. There's not a lot of holes in his play at all. His defense is really on point. His harassment is just killer, and that's what's really going wrong for Mystery, because I think he's playing well, but the Zerglings, they get everywhere. It's like sand.
Yeah, definitely. Like, Mystery is just simply being out-multitasked here, and we haven't been able to see Mystery, demonstrate that late-game Protoss army that you need against a Zerg player because Serral's doing such a great job. And I'm really loving the lurker play here from Serral as well. Using those in his arm composition is really nice.
Yeah, to have those, whether on an attack or for a defense, because, like, for instance, when that attack was coming out from Mystery and his lurkers were just finishing, they were finishing just in time. If they're there for that first big attack from Protoss, Protoss isn't really going to break you. You have to get a very specific army to break a turtling Zerg that has lurkers.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
He's using lurkers just fantastic. I love Serral's play here.
Yeah, definitely. As we have the game 3 here, just about to start, it will be on Ruins of Ceres, and Ruins of Ceres is another large map, another map where it's really easy to take expansions, and I think Serral might take this 3-0 if he plays the way he did the past 2 games.
It's a serious possibility. Ruins of Ceres is our biggest map in the map pool, so it takes so long for the Protoss army to move across the map. On the other hand, you know, Zerg units a little bit quicker, but it looks like we're going to go ahead and take a quick 5-minute break, guys, before going to this next game. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
“你可以叫我 friend”， 那我是 PLE。
Hey guys, welcome back to the 7th IESF World Championship in Seoul, South Korea. We are in the finals of StarCraft 2, and Serral right now is leading 2-0.
Yeah, Serral doing some amazing play the past 2 games. You know, using those Zergling run-bys, using those lurkers effectively, out multitasking Mystery, and Mystery has no answer for it, and Ruins of Ceres is a large map that favors Serral's playstyle.
Yeah.
I have a feeling he's going to take this 3-0.
It definitely could be the case. You know, the 2 things that Serral is doing here that Mystery's having a hard time with, lurker defense and Zergling run-bys. If he can shut both those holes, I think that they're a great match for each other. Mystery's doing a lot of great moves other than that, but he can't break the lurkers and he can't stop the Zerglings. Hopefully, you know, through this 5-minute break that they just had, he got to kind of calm down, really take a look at what those games were like, and hopefully fix up his holes.
Yeah, definitely, because we've seen in the past 2 games, Mystery trying to outmanage Serral in those long-term games, and he hasn't done a really good job. So I think Mystery needs to mix it up a bit, maybe go for a cheese or an all-in.
Sure, yeah. You know, so far Serral has been very on top of scouting, but this is a giant map. There's plenty of places to hide things. You know, being a 4-player map, it might be hard to proxy something, but you know, it could be something a little bit later, like a Stargate, maybe?
I think like maybe not even a proxy, but just some sort of all-in build, just to catch Serral off guard. But Serral's been really good with his scouting the past 2 games, so I don't know if he does an all-in, then Mystery might do a good job with it. We just have to see how the game goes.
Well, I'm hoping that Mystery can pick up a game here or 2. I thought it would be a lot closer than what it's looking like right now. This is a best-of-5, so it is match point for Serral. 1 more victory, and he will be the IESF World Champion.
Definitely, as Serral doing a really good job here. Past 4 days here in Seoul, South Korea, and there've been some amazing games the past few days that we've seen so far.
Indeed, it was actually been really fun. We had some really close and dynamic matches yesterday and even the day before with that Archon Show match. But let's get into this game. In the top left, our Protoss player from China, it is Mystery.
And here, as the Blue Zerg spawning at the right side, it is Serral from Finland. Loving this Finnish crowd here today.
Yeah.
Cheering on their boy.
They're definitely very excited that Serral may become the champion here. Give their team a lot of points as well towards that total IESF championship. But we'll have to see how this goes. Mystery actually going for a gateway first instead of a Nexus first on a giant map, and Serral going for a spawning pool first.
I know, it's as we mentioned before, they're going to throw things around, and we see spawning pool first from Serral, knowing that there might be a cheese coming from Mystery, knowing that he's 2 games down.
You couldn't be more safe than what Serral's doing. It's actually kind of, I'm like surprised he's even doing, because on this big of a map, I would never be afraid to go hatchery first.
Yeah, but he knows he's 2 games up. All he needs to do is just play it safe and not do anything crazy. And we see Mystery, though, going for that Nexus after the gateway. I guess both players just doing it mega safely.
Yeah, okay. Well, I can get on board with that. We'll have to see where they want to go with their tech after this. As of right now, a few Zerglings being made, but those probably won't really be any problem for Mystery to deal with. And there is our Finnish audience.
Yep, so Finnish guys here in the crowd cheering on their boy Serral. He's in a good position to take out this series, but we'll see how Mystery, you know, uses that 5 minutes break to get himself composed.
All right, well, we do have that third base going down for Serral as expected. What is Mystery going to do as the Cybernetics core finishes up, though? Is he just going to go into robotics again? That hasn't been working for him.
Yeah, we might have to see maybe a Dark Shrine or maybe even the Stargate tech get that Oracle out.
Yeah, I'd prefer either of those as opposed to the robotics. Even though I'm a fan of the quick robotics against Zerg right now, I'm not a fan of it against Serral because he just doesn't let anything die.
Yeah, definitely. And when you build those units from the robotics facility and not do any much damage from the harass, it is quite a sunk cost.
Well, a Zergling gets in to scout everything, but won't really find anything. The Mothership core popping out. That's kind of what you'd expect at this point in the game.
2 Zerglings. Just chipping away at that Nexus, but those 2 Zerglings definitely won't be killing that Nexus. As we see the Adept chasing away that Zergling. Nice shift there from the Adept. It doesn't kill those Zerglings as Serral getting those 3 bases up. And I think with those standard builds that we saw earlier, the safe standard builds, we're just going to see a normal macro game from here.
Well, we have that robotics coming up once again, kind of like the other games that we saw already. And the Overlord did fly in. I believe he saw the robotics. So I think that Serral's going to be ready for this harassment once again.
Yeah, definitely. He's got that creep spread. And he's going to start spreading creep to that 3rd tier of terrain from his main base. As we see, this Adept just harassing Serral quite a bit here. Queen just chipping away that Adept. You know, I think he should use this Adept more as a scout, as we see right now, because he needs to know what Serral's doing.
All right, well, he does get it into that main base, not really using it at the moment. We'll see what he gets to end up scouting, but a Warp Prism is on the way. A little bit of harassment, but, you know, I guess he sees there's no Zergling speed on the way right now. That's definitely some worthwhile information.
And we see Spore Crawlers going down here for Serral. I think he's... No? Oh, he cancelled that, actually. Oh, he's just trying to reposition it, I think.
Huh.
Or maybe he was trying to use it to block the Adept from escaping.
Oh, could be, yeah. It's, well, the Adept does not escape, but, you know, a few drones do get taken down in... Oh, an Immortal instead of a Warp Prism. We definitely...
Well, we see the Warp Prism already, but the Immortal being built after the Warp Prism. But we see that Gateway explosion here at the front of Mystery's base, so I think we're going to see a Warp Prism all in here.
Yeah, it definitely could be the case. The Warp Prism really lets you warp and units so quickly on your opponent's side of the map, and the Immortal definitely going to be very useful against any roaches. Just a great unit overall, and look, the Zergling harassment, non-existent so far.
Pylon Meat Grinder also combined with those gateways blocking the ramp stops Serral from bringing those Zerglings in, as this Warp Prism is being shooed out by those Queens. Those Queens don't want that Warp Prism, hurting those drones. As we see here, more gateways being put down and only 1 gas being put at that expansion of Mystery. He's not taking that second gas rather at the expansion. We're definitely going to see an all-in here.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a mostly Immortal Zealot Adept all-in with a few Sentries mixed in and a Warp Prism, of course. So definitely a very strong attack coming up. Will Serral be able to hold? He's still making a few drones, but definitely adding a good amount of roaches.
Yeah, definitely. And he's also getting that Zergling speed to help with those surrounds in the case that, you know, Mystery maybe doesn't have his army in the optimal position for his all-in. As we see, this Warp Prism here is being chased by those roaches, and some Adepts are being dropped to take out. They're hitting that roach, but you don't want to hit roaches with those Adepts. You want drones, especially in a situation like this where you're going to go for an all-in. You need to take as many drones as possible to, you know, hurt the economy of Serral so he can't rebuild.
Well, right now he is kind of posturing outside the front of his base here, walling in completely at that choke as well. Some Zerglings coming down to check on it and sees that, in fact, Mystery is starting to move out.
And we see these Ravagers being morphed from those roaches, and I think once Serral sees that this is an all-in, he needs to move back off, buy time, get that lava to come out of those hatcheries and just not max an army, but build an army that would deflect this all in.
All right, let's see what he can get done here. Of course, that War Prism is one big point of contention. We're going to see the Ravagers, if it comes too close, try to attack it with that Corrosive Bile ability.
I really love these Zerglings harassing at the wall of Mystery, because Serral knows that Mystery is dedicating a lot to these attackers. We see here Zerglings trying to surround a bit of that army, but the Ravagers dropping those bombs onto those units, but the Guardian Shield doing a nice job. A bit of premature Time Warp there.
Yeah, the Time Warp kind of missing there. The Ravagers using their ability to bust through some force fields so they could get out, but here we go. A big flank from Serral coming in right now.
He needs to force field this ramp, but I think he used up all that energy on that previous engagement. And
some pretty big Corrosive Biles going down right now, but some good force fields actually holding in some of these Ravagers. He is going to be able to pick off quite a few, but Mystery's taking a lot of damage on his army.
Nice hits there from the Corrosive Biles of those Ravagers. Chipping away the army of Mystery. Mystery doing a warp in right now, just trying to reinforce his army, but the more time that Mystery gives Serral, the more time Serral can rebuild an army and deflect this all in that's eventually going to come.
All right, let's see. Moving forward now is Mystery. Seeing what he can get done here. Of course, those Ravagers doing a very good job, really doing a lot to help hold against this all in. And we do have that layer on the way, so Serral continuing to tech up slowly but surely while trying to defend this rush.
As you see here, the Zerglings, that were rallied to that main expansion of Mystery, not being able to do much damage because of that wall that's been built in, and two of deaths behind that wall as well. Coming back here to, you know, just enforce some sort of threat level to Mystery, knowing that, oh, maybe I can get surrounded here by Zerglings. As we're seeing an attack here from Serral, doesn't really do much though.
Yeah, I don't know. The time is really running out. It's the clock is ticking down right now for Mystery on making this rush work. He's starting to add a lot of Stalkers, which is a pretty good choice. But he's got to be careful. This is a big ball of units, and that makes Corrosive Bile really strong.
Oh, gets that Warp Prism as well with that Corrosive Bile, and I think Mystery has to give this up because he can't warp in any more units.
You're very right. That Corrosive Bile absolutely huge here. That is a heartbreaker for Mystery to lose that.
He's rebuilding that Warp Prism though, so he doesn't want to give up on this, but a really nice round here from Serral with these Zerglings, chipping away at the units of Mystery. Mystery can't really do anything about it, doesn't really have upgrades, and these Ravagers just plummeting a lot of damage onto this army, and I think Mystery's lost way too much here.
Yeah, I think he has a circling flank doing a great job. Oh, huge Corrosive Biles coming down, blowing up that Mothership core as well. Continues to push forward, putting down a force field here, but his army is so small, does have a bunch of Adepts that finally did walk over here, but how are they going to actually end up defeating this army?
And without the Warp Prism there to help reinforce this attack, Mystery is going to be chased away by these Ravagers, and Serral is in a great position to take out this series and take out the championship.
Indeed he is right now. Oh, surrounding all the rest of Mystery's army, picks up what he can in that Warp Prism and is flying away. How do you recover from here though?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Mystery's in such a hard spot right now because he doesn't have that third base to give those resources to help reinforce his army, and even if he tries to fall back here, those Ravagers can just hit units behind the gateway wall, and Mystery is in a whole word of hurt right now. Oh
man, seriously, a lot of Corrosive Biles coming down. This siege is not going to end. Warping in right now some sentries as well as Adepts, trying to do what he can to hold on to the front of his base, but oh man, this is so many Ravagers.
So many Ravagers, and these Adepts aren't just going to do that much damage to these Ravagers, and Mystery is... I don't know how Mystery can come back from a situation like this.
It's really tough, but here we go. He is trying to push Serral down this ramp. Serral pushing forward still, picking off so many units over and over again. Corrosive Biles falling.
GG! Congratulations to Serral, who is this year's 2015 IESF World Champion.
Wow, it's a big deal for Serral here. A big tournament win for him, flying all the way to Seoul, South Korea, and winning a StarCraft tournament. Not something many non-Koreans can say they've done.
Definitely, and Serral did really well, not only in this series, but the whole entire tournament.
Yeah.
I don't think he actually lost one game at all. From memory, he did really well.
He may not have, actually.
Yeah.
You might be right about that. I think, didn't he 2-0 ender? He might actually be undefeated.
2-0 Aphrodite as well.
Wow, that's true. All right, well, Serral just wiping up this tournament. Some fantastic play. 3-0 in the finals over our Chinese pro Mystery. And just a wonderful end to this IESF StarCraft 2 tournament.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm really looking forward to see how Serral does in the future with Legacy of the Void. He is very young. He's only 17 years old, so the sky's the limit for him. And as we see here, today's result, quarterfinals Mystery losing to Serral 3-0.
Yeah, Mystery had some nice plays. I really liked the way he approached game 1 and 2. It was just all that zergling harassment did him in.
Yeah, and definitely. And at game 3, you could tell that Mystery is impatient. He knew that he had to do something. He tried that all in, and it didn't work. So, see the final result here for StarCraft 2 tournament. Here at IESF, first place is Serral from Finland, second place Mystery from China, and third place, surprisingly, is Ender from the Philippines.
Yeah, he had a great tournament as well, probably the tournament of his life here, getting that third place spot. So really great for him. And I mean, this is the end of IESF as far as StarCraft 2 is concerned. Finland, they are the champions and doing quite well.
Yep, definitely. But this is not the end of IESF for today. We will have the third, fourth place playoff, rather, for League of Legends coming after this. And then following that will be the grand finals for League of Legends. And then following that will be the closing ceremony. So there's a lot of games to be played today here at the Nexon Arena in Seoul, South Korea.
Yes, indeed. Well, thank you so much for joining me up here today, GTR. It has been a pleasure. Guys, thanks for watching the IESF 7th World Championship StarCraft 2 Finals. Right now, we're going to go to a quick little commercial break, and when we come back, League of Legends.